Hello everybody, Dave from Arachnids. 500th upload. We're going to do a balfouri communal rehousing. So stick with me and we'll do it from start to finish. So there's going to be a lot of clips, a lot of bits and pieces that go on in here. So I hope you guys enjoy what's coming up next. Okay, so the first part, other than the actual enclosure itself, is going to be mixing the substrate. So we're going to do a combination of a few things here. We have our normal, what I've been using, my Burpees eco-friendly cocoa core, which I'm down to this bag and one more, so I'm going to have to go pick up some more. Excavator clay, sand, Reptisoil. There'll be some cocoa fiber that we throw in there. We're not going to go crazy with this stuff, the sand and this. But we're going to have that texture that I like. Not really as much as we had in the scorpion enclosures, but hopefully I can get the mixture right. So we're just going to mix it up in an empty tub so I get it to the way I want it. And then I'll show you what they're going to go in here in a second. Okay, so we're going to use the 5-gallon aquarium that used to house my Asian forest scorpions. And you could see how big this little guy is in comparison to what it's going into. And the other 4 are roughly the same size. I think 1 or 2 may be just a tad bit bigger than this one, and 1 might be just a tad bit smaller than this one. So they're going to have plenty of room in here. You know, you're talking 5-inch spiders, and the male's right around 4-inch. So I think that even this setup here will probably be good for them for eternity, I guess. Their eternity anyway. We'll have to see how things go, and if I feel like we need to increase the enclosure at a later date, then by all means we'll be able to do that. So first we got to get this little fruit fly out of here. I was feeding the little Lasiodora difficilis earlier today, so we had little fruit flies all over the place. So I'm going to start the mixture. We're going to get it in, and we're going to start putting the decorations in there and see what we come up with. Then we'll put this guy in, and then we'll have to fish the other 4 out, which is going to be a treat. So let's have some fun. Guys, so here's what the lid looks like. It just snaps into this. This kind of locks it in place. Then you just pop that off when you want to see or get inside. Here's what the build ended up looking like. So we have, this is all driftwood from Presque Isle State Park here in Erie, Pennsylvania. I like the contrast of all the coloring, the different marbleization and some of the wood. Then we just threw this little purplish green plant just in the back for background. But if you look from the front, this is what you're going to see. This is the magnetic water dish that my brother gave to me. I was going to use it for my Simulpace pulcher, but I decided to put it in here because it'll be easiest to pop it out and clean it all the time, because they do a lot of webbing. So if I need to move it up, then I can just kind of slide it up with the magnet. So it kind of looks, there's the magnet that holds it on the outside. And then we'll have this area back here, which I wish I had done this on the other end. I got to get this stuff off. This is where the heating pad was for the scorpion, so we'll get that off there so we have a nice clear shot inside this area, and hopefully that's where they'll go. So what I'm going to do is get this stuff scraped off the best I can, and then get some water in the water dish, get the first balfouri in there, and then start getting them out one by one, and hopefully we'll be able to do that on film. We'll do it my method, you know, with putting the plastic over top of the enclosure and then just kind of rifling around in there, getting them into the catch cup, transferring them into here, and then get to the next one. So we'll see you in a minute. Okay, everybody, we are going to go ahead and get the first balfouri in there. Again, this is the one that was by himself. So I don't fear any kind of issues. I've had many people I know that have stuck 2 communals together, different sizes, and they've worked out perfectly fine. The reason that I'm moving them all together instead of just putting him in with the others is that they're established there. This is all going to be new, so they're going to work together on this one, all of them, instead of just him trying to acclimate to their enclosure. So let's get this one in first, and then we'll start fishing out the other ones, which I think is going to be a fantastic time. Okay, so hopefully you guys will be able to see this. I'm not really quite sure how this is going to go. We'll put the vial down inside. You guys can see that, right? Yeah. And then what I'll do is just kind of, maybe we'll just put it this way. Oh, he's in. He flew out of there. I hope you guys caught that. That was a pretty quick departure from the cup. And let's see where he's at. Okay, so you'll see him right there. It's kind of where I expected him to go. Hopefully, when we get the other ones, they'll all go kind of the same spot and they'll all start working here. I didn't give them a huge amount of substrate, but there's more than enough for them to den and burrow if they want. But they will just end up webbing this whole area up. We probably won't see them through this window. But it kind of replicates. I try to replicate like a rocky, you know, a bunch of rocks stacked together. I just did it with wood, because wood's so much lighter than rocks are. So, okay, I'm going to put this off to the side for a second, and then we're going to fish out, hopefully, one of the balfouris out of the other enclosure without the other ones getting out, and put that one in here, and hopefully it'll go smoothly one by one by one. The reason I'm not doing all of them together is that I only have one setup like this, and this will fit inside the enclosure that they're in right now, and I could put the plastic or the acrylic with the holes in over top of it to try and fish them out and get them in here. So we're just going to do it one at a time. So what I'll do is, if you guys want to see them all, we'll do them all, but it could take a little while. So hopefully each one will go smoothly. If the first one takes a long time, then of course I will just skip the other captures and just show you what they are inside here. Okay, so these little buggers are way harder to get out of here than I was expecting. This is the second one, or the first one I've got out of here. So the second one is going into the new enclosure. So what I'm trying to do is just take piece by piece out of here. I've already had 4 of them running around crazily. At least I think 4 of them running around crazily. This is the first one that actually ran into the cup. So we're going to get this one into the new home and then go on to the next. There's just no way I can film this. I don't have the room to set up right, and I apologize for that. I wished I did, but this one is just absolutely stunning. The colors are just absolutely phenomenal on this one. The beautiful, beautiful, you can see how tan it is, and the light blue carapace, if we can focus. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous spider right there. So we're going to get this one in and keep moving. Okay, there's number 2. Going right back to where the other one is, and you can see, I don't want to move too much because the other enclosure is still open. There's the first one. Now the second one is back inside there too. So on to number 3, and then hopefully we'll be able to get some good light in here and get some good actual footage of them. It's right here. And one right there kind of scaring. So they're really close to the same size, which is good. I do believe the one that I'm showing you right here is a male, and I'm not quite sure about that one. I'm hoping to dig out some molts because I know there's a handful of them in the other enclosure. Let's get the rest of them out and get them in here. Okay, so there is number 5. This one took a little while to find. I didn't want to come out of the dirt. As I was sifting through the dirt, it wouldn't come out, so I just kind of gently dumped the dirt into another container, and then it kind of scurried around, and you could see it's ready to molt. It's closing in on a molt, so we'll get this guy in here, let him settle. Hopefully it'll molt soon. There's the molts all inside. The stuff was all completely dried up and broken up. There was no way I could sex any of them, so there was probably about 7 or 8 molts in there. That's not very clear, is it? But there it is. So we'll get this one in, and yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy looking at this. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun watching these guys do their work. I like the way that the build came out. I really do. I know it's not the best camera work, and it's still a little fuzzy, isn't it? But I like the way the substrate is a little bit deeper on this side so that they can burrow over here. They can burrow in the back if they want to, but they also have that area here. So let's get this one in and then see what they did, or where they're at least at. And then we'll do updates on these guys, let's say next Monday. Unless something really cool happens, then of course we will do it earlier than then. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5. There's 5 right there. 5th one. They're like all up in this plant here right now, and then one's underneath, and one is right there. Now I can't tell you which one was the one that was by itself now because they all are relatively the same size, except for the little guy. I think that's the one that may have went underneath there. I'm not sure if that's that one or this is that one right there. I think it's this one. It's kind of chunky. So I think we have some, like I said, we have some good places to view. We'll be able to get in here and get some shots, and then hopefully here. You know, if I thought that a 12 by 12 by 18 would be enough for these 5, I probably would do that, but I just don't think that I can get the area that I want. They're going to have room to move here. So you got all this area, we'll call it the Balfouri playground, and then the water dish here. I just threw leaves in here just for aesthetics, you know, just to make it look like something, and they'll bring them in and incorporate them inside their webbing. But yeah, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the actual build. It wasn't anything spectacular. I'm not a very good editor of that stuff, so it's just kind of like, again, you know how it is with me, you get what you get, and I just do what I do and hope for the best, and hope you guys enjoy it. So our communal went from 4 to 5, which is cool because now it frees up another enclosure for another spider that can move out of the softball enclosures into something a little bit bigger. I now have 4 of those enclosures that are like the 1/24 scale die cast enclosures, and then I have 2 softball enclosures that are open. So we're going to probably move some things around dependent. This enclosure will just go back over where it was sitting before, over top of the leopard geckos. That's where it'll stay. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the build, and yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I think they'll like it. I think it'll look cool all webbed up, and I think we'll get some really cool eerie looking pictures with lights on top. Hopefully we'll be able to get them out here hanging around. Feeding's going to be a little bit more difficult because they are kind of, like I said, they are pretty small for this big enclosure, but I think it's good because they'll have room to grow. And okay, so thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for commenting, thanks for all the concerns. It really meant a lot, all those comments on, you know, the video I did of the hobby and me. So I feel, you know, like I said, I feel better, much better than I did before, and I really shouldn't have let some person get to me like that. But so yes, happy keeping.